Welcome back to Big and Tall Movie Review Show. We're discussing films that are out this fall. We really are liking the overall quality of the films that are out versus what we saw this summer. We're going to delve right into this one. Big Red's going to help me out with it. This is Tom Hanks is back. I don't know where he's been, but he's been gone for a little while. So here he is. It's the new one. This one's called Captain Phillips, and this is kind of a true story of a captain that's battling real-life pirates. And I don't mean like the ones from the Caribbean movies. All right, here we go. Here's a little clip, and then we're going to delve into Captain Phillips, starring Tom Hanks.
Everything okay?
I don't like the look of that.
They're coming in fast.
This is Mask, Alabama. We are an unarmed freighter. We have two skiffs approaching with armed intruders. Potential piracy situation.
Copy, Alabama. You should alert your crew and get your fire hoses ready.
Yeah. Is that it?
Chances are it's just fishermen.
They're not here to fish.
Shots fired! Take the hoses! This is not a drill. This is a real-world situation.
Can't let him attach that ladder! 130 degrees! 130 degrees! Listen up. We have been boarded by armed pirates. If they find you. Remember, you know the ship. They don't.
Well, there's an intense clip from the new Tom Hanks movie, Captain Phillips, based on a true story. Big Red, you tell me a little bit about Captain Phillips.
Yes. First of all, this is not a sequel to Captain Ron. Totally
Dang
different.
it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm wanting.
I know. But this is the true story of Captain Richard Phillips and the 2009 hijacking by Somali pirates of the U.S. U.S.-flagged Maersk, Alabama, the first American cargo ship to be hijacked in 200 years. Yeah. So, yeah, Tom Hanks is the captain. This was directed by Paul Greengrass, who did the last two Bourne movies. United 91, I believe he did that one as well.
Never caught it.
So, so Paul Greengrass directed. Tom Hanks is really the only real big name in this.
Yeah.
This is a very intense movie, very, very gripping. Tom Hanks is very good in it. In fact, might be the best work he's ever done as an actor.
Which is
that's a pretty bold statement.
Yes, it is. But he really kind of disappears into the character. He does a great job. The four guys who play the Somali pirates, who I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce their names, were very good. These were all guys that just had never acted in a movie before.
Yeah, imagine
They just answered a casting call and ended up getting these roles, and they're playing opposite Tom Hanks, and it's really kind of about a battle of wits once they get aboard the boat, what the crew's doing and how they're kind of thwarting, So really, really very interesting, the mind games, and then, of course, it all just kind of spirals, and once the U.S. Navy gets involved, it's not going to be good for these four Somali pirates.
But, I mean, as far as it's a kind of a mental chess match between the captain and these pirates that have taken over his cargo ship, and probably knowing the ins and outs of the ship help, and etc.
Well, and of course, a lot of the I would have probably the first half of the movie they're on the ship, and then the whole movie's not just these guys on the ship. It kind of evolves into more of a hostage situation.
Oh, really?
In a lifeboat. I mean, you can really. What is amazing is you can find most of this story out there, and definitely the real Captain Phillips has been on the news plenty lately.
Yeah.
So what's amazing is the fate of Captain Phillips, but that the tension in this movie is still
doesn't let up.
Yeah, because I had no idea how the situation ended.
Yeah.
And you're just like really on the edge of your seat, and Tom Hanks was really very good in this. It's like after a while you forget you're watching Tom Hanks. It's just he kind of really disappears into this
The
character.
mark of a good actor. Right
yes,
there.
and
But this whole situation too. I mean, I'm kind of curious when this happened.
2009.
And it's kind of I think it's kind of a newer idea. I don't think anybody's really done anything along these lines, So, as far as discussing this, I remember when this sort of was going on, a lot of the pirates were hitting different ships and stuff like that.
And of course when they get in American and all that, they're, basically they were thinking about ransom and how much money they could get. And, of course, the U.S. Navy's not going to
negotiate with terrorists.
Let that happen. And
it
was kind of, as these guys, as Hanks is playing his kind of mind games and trying to, trick the guys and all that, even, as the situation is escalating, he sees where this is headed and it's not good, but these, that these Somalis are in over their head and they just don't.
Yeah.
This
is like it's the, I guess it would be the west side of the Indian Ocean, obviously, off of Somalia and Saudi Arabia, Kenya there. That's where they, I guess from 2005 to 2010, this was kind of a pretty big threat area, and a concern. Let's not take our Carnival Cruise Line, over that way.
Well, that's one of the big. What you're hearing now, there are some crew members who are suing, saying that he kind of ignored warnings and was inside the distance you're supposed to be, and
really,
yeah, I mean, it was always the case with these type of movies.
Yeah.
There's people that are going to come out and say,
and people
this and
want their name in the paper.
Yeah, and that he wasn't as heroic as what's being portrayed in the movie.
Well, I'm sure. Well, for movie's sake,
but that's what
that's what Hollywood does, though. I mean,
it's
not something that can really be
from other people I've heard. They said the biggest leap the movie takes with events is they condensed the time of some of it down.
Yeah.
How dare them?
Yeah, just because I guess like the one kind of they had. I believe they had Hanks
19-hour version.
They had Hanks captive for like 5 days, which can't really do a movie about guys in a boat for 5 days
in real time. Yeah.
Exactly. So they kind of condensed it a little bit, but. Again, I'm going out on a limb here. This is, I think, the best acting work Tom Hanks has ever did. I wouldn't say it's the best Tom Hanks movie that's out there, but I would say this may be the best acting he's ever done.
Well, I think you're going to get a lot of people,
better than the money.
Forrest Gump, and you got all these other films he's been in.
I know the statement, but I know what you're saying there. But he was very, very strong in this,
and he's not taking a lot of roles. Currently, it doesn't seem like his acting, he's kind of backed away. I know he produces a lot of stuff. I know he's forever going to be in the damn Toy Story movies. Apparently, they're going to be making another one of those. But he's not. But he's not. He's not. As far as him on the screen.
Yeah, this was the
last. I don't know how often you're going to see this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks like the last movie I'm just looking at his filmography and it was pretty bad. Was Larry Crown, which he directed as well.
Was that movie not good? I wanted to see it, but I never got to.
No, surprisingly, it was pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it looks like he's done more producing than.
So this is what do you call this? A white knuckle ride, a little bit.
Oh, without a doubt, this is a very intense movie. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. Again, kind of a lot like his Apollo 13 movie. You knew the astronauts survived, but that still didn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were still
didn't
really
ease the tension.
Didn't ease it exactly, and this is just like that. You're going to see one of his best performances. Mm-hmm. I think a nomination is for Best Actor is a lock. Not sure. I won't say yet that he's going to win it because I'm sure there's be some other performances to come out. Yeah, I will be amazed if he's not nominated. I'm going to try to pronounce this here. Barkhad Abdi, who played Muse, was the head, kind of the leader of these Somali pirates, was really amazing, and I would not be surprised to see him get a supporting actor nomination.
No, it's his first thing he's ever done.
Yeah, in fact, he's from Minnesota, so
They seem to like to.
He's from
have one of those
Minnesota.
actors
He
in
was
the
kind of
Academy
born
Awards.
like over there, but like then grew up here in the States, and yeah, I guess this guy kind of directed some music videos, so he was kind of
Really?
like directing, did little things, and saw this casting call, and him and his buddy showed up, and that's who they ended up casting with, and next thing you know is
Yeah, sometimes you roll the dice on people, and it just ends up being something magical.
yeah, and he's really good in this too. So again, really, there's not a whole lot of name actors in this other than Tom Hanks.
Catherine Keener's his wife.
Yeah, and she's just in at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's more of a cameo.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she's very unrecognizable, and I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah, she's kind of gotten a little older.
But yeah, it's again a very interesting film, very tense. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes long, but you're never like, how much longer's left?
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. Good to know. Looked like it had some time on it. So how many cans are you going to give this one?
I'm going to give Captain Phillips 5 cans.
5 cans.
Based on the story, the directing, and the very, very good performance by Tom Hanks.
And if you want to challenge Big Red and his statement saying that he feels like this is some of the best work he's ever seen, best acting work he's ever seen, how Tom Hanks do, feel free to get on our Facebook site and throw it back at us, or make a reply on our YouTube page, because we will be posting all our movie reviews on the YouTube page. Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, box of chocolates, boozing buddies. Yeah, boozing buddies.
And
bachelor party.
Yes.
And the Money Pit.
With Adrian
my personal favorite.
Samed. Yeah. I always liked the Money Pit, too.
2 weeks. We'll be done in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Have to be me. Who else can I be? All right, we're going to go. This has been the Big and Tall Movie Review Show. This is our review of Captain Phillips starring Tom Hanks. We will be back soon. Feel free to rebuttal, discuss. Feel free to interact with us online. We actually highly encourage it. All right, we will talk to you again soon. From Big Red, Maximus, I'm RC. So long.